Hello truth seekers, and welcome back to our channel where we lift the lid on the astonishing truth beneath the gilded court of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Welcome back, everyone. But before we return with the hot take agenda regarding the ongoing Meghan and Harry drama today. Today we are looking at the unbelievable rumor that Meghan, the Duchess of Dementia, has pushed Prince Harry to his limits to the point of divorce and feeling like nothing more than a puppet. The beleaguered Duke now knows he has been emasculated, stripped of all autonomy, dignity, and masculinity under the dictates of Meghan, palace insiders stated. There are tantrums, there are screaming matches, and this is his fight for freedom from her insidious clutches. Now, without any further delay, let's dive into the controversial aspects of this rumor, and if you enjoy, or hate, this content, please consider subscribing with notifications enabled for more. So you do not gonna want to miss what have in store. And this usually compliant person, when will he rebel? This is a fair point. However, it appears that the Duke has run into an insurmountable wall in his quest for marital bliss, arguably even higher than Meghan's unbreakable confidence. The slow simmering shots fired across the bow have been whispered for a while, but a body language analysis recently done by an expert in the field appears to have flipped the switch. The analyst in question forthrightly declared that Meghan is now the senior partner of their marriage and Harry is feeling oppressed. I think anyone who will have come across these two immediately recognizable archetypes. God forbid, Harry as the doting hubby chasing after a smile or a wave from his besotted wife, the powerful woman. And Meghan has never been one to deny just how thirsty she is to control everything. You could see her thirst for attention, her lust for power, in the early days from when she was just another no-name on cable. That appearance by a body language analyst, noting the toxic power dynamics on show during this sorry couple's public appearances together, presumably crushed any of the few remaining illusions Harry might have been clinging to. Whether he actually thought he and Meghan were a team, both serving society as firefighters, or he secretly knew it was her way or no way, the expert opinion seems to have come as a brutal reality check. According to the gossip, Harry saw the light at the end of the tunnel and realized that he was only a puppet on his wife's string. Certainly he must have felt like his manhood was ripped away from him, and he was being drained of every ounce of his emotion by that fierce woman he had picked. But every time he tried to assert his independence over the years, Meghan has neatly quashed his hopes, quick as a flash with razor-sharp wit and psychological insight. It meant the embarrassing imbalance was being laid bare and then confirmed by an independent audit, causing a major failure as a result. The wrath of Epiphanes fell upon the man, now realizing how Meghan had mocked and dominated him to the point of utter impotence. Not consulted on any of brand or business decisions and strapped into countless court battles and public relations nightmares, he often seemed but subjugated by her intimidating existence. And seeing his former military comrades and childhood friends from the aristocrat circle leading lives of substantial self-awareness, service, and personal freedom quite distinguished from the suffocating control of this narcissistic manipulator finally snapped him in two and forced him to break away before he was entirely swallowed alive. But over time, subject to the love bombing, the emotional manipulation, the veiled threats of using their own children as weapons, the extensive armory of narcissistic abuse tactics that she had practiced in the years, his wife's words tortured him. For possibly the first time, Harry pushed back against these claims of manipulation. Then repeated the magic defendant, to no avail could he be shaken from his mission, to finally break free of this sickening marriage with words that were not only carefully selected but carefully rehearsed. He might have even given her an ultimatum, telling her to let go of some amount of control and save face or find herself served with the inevitable divorce papers that were waited to be signed, filed, and executed. A big, long-awaited moment of self-reclamation. Of course you must interpret the interesting rumors coming from the dubious source with a healthy pinch of salt. And comments on various events that Harry went to lengths of his documenting, I'm reading them in a very amuse each side, guffaw at the nonsense together way that I appreciate, is so obsequious in public and so dewy-eyed with his specially proclaimed lady that I cannot fathom the same Harry in a real rebellion to get the endearing self-anointed wife, something I am gleaning every piece of knowledge possible on. Remember, this is the same spineless cretin who previously gushed about Meghan, a great wife, after their controversial interview with Oprah. Unless she wants none, no, it would be unjust to say she has ill will, although her followers on social media act sheepishly towards innocent victim. This is not exactly behavior typical of the dignified male, now is it? These rumors may have originated from concerned palace aides who are sick of watching how Meghan reportedly treating Harry and are attempting to reclaim some dignity for the Duke. Wishful thinking, indeed, that Harry will finally reclaim a modicum of his dignity and stand up for himself. Despite the fact this is a slave, and every reason to believe any claims of rebellion on the part of such a submissive figure is more than likely a stretch, there may still be a bit of truth to the insurrection mentioned. If even Harry, that submissive, fragile figure, had his marriage analyzed pointedly by a body language expert. This type of specific criticism perhaps served to provide the kick in the rear that his career was in desperate need of, and forced him to take a good long look at what he wanted, what he was doing, and how he was acting. This could explain his more frequent recent outbursts and strained public relations with staff, and suggests that he may be at the emotional limit after years of being made to feel powerless and disrespected. Being in toxic marriages can manifest emotional instability. Regardless of the veracity of these claims of a divorcing and increasingly estranged Meghan and Harry, their saga has hit an all-time nadir. Their dysfunction is put on display with every public appearance and boastful statement. It is clear that Meghan has relieved Prince Harry of all the independence, and very little is left of him. He bows to her every wish. Whatever shreds were left of his dignity have been crushed.